Hi, my name's Adam. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us today. Today I want to talk about kind of a unique term that I heard listening to a podcast the other day. And I took the term and kind of broke it down to my own meaning. I took the term retirement runway and I thought, I like that terminology, but let's actually break it down. What do I think a retirement runway is? Whether you're watching this video and you're 25 or you're 85, you're on this runway. Where are you? What does it mean? How do you fit within that? And why is it important for you moving forward? I kind of want to break it down into different kind of age groups and processes. Okay, so age 20 to 30, 35. That's really kind of your boarding. You're just kind of getting to the plane. You're excited. You don't really know kind of how the whole trip's going to go. You're not really saving a lot. You're just kind of getting through life, okay? Then the next phase is that 30 to 45 year old, okay? You're on the plane, you're buckling in, you're excited. You may be having kids, you have a mortgage. It's a busy stage of life. You're anticipating what's going to come, but you haven't really taken off yet, right? You're doing everything you can just to create structure around you, but you're excited for the future. You're just not quite there yet. Age 45 to 55, now we're at takeoff. It's kind of the, what I see the exciting part of life, right? Your kids are growing up, maybe your mortgage is gone, you have more cash flow, you got the promotion at work. And again, this isn't gonna fit everyone. When we do these videos, obviously, we're generalizing. We're taking the common denominator here. Not everyone's gonna kind of fit into this mold, but in general, this is how it is. When you hit 45 to 55, a lot of people I talk to in that age bracket, that's the sweet spot. A lot of the big stressors in life are kind of easing off now. And then age 55 to 75 is you're at the destination. You're in that go-go phase of retirement. You're at the resort, you're sipping your pina colada, you're enjoying life, right? And then kind of 75 plus is you're flying home, right? Trip's over, life starts to slow down, you can't travel quite as much. So that's kind of the retirement runway as I see it. Now, when we discuss the retirement runway, there's a second part of this I want to talk about, okay? So this is kind of the runway, like phases of life. The other part of the runway is, when you hit retirement, a lot of you think that, I need to de-risk my portfolio, I need to kind of plan because I'm taking my money out, okay? Typically, you're not going to touch the majority of your money for 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 or 25 years, okay? And I talk to people all the time about this. Yeah, I'm only 6 years from retirement, I'm going to need my money then, like, should I invest it? It's like, well, yeah, you have $800,000 in your RSP and you need about $60,000 a year out of there. Like, it's going to draw out for 20, 25 years. You're fine, right? Let that money work for you. So when you build out your retirement plan, look at how much you have to take out every year. Typically, you'll probably be taking out like 6 to 12% of your retirement portfolio every single year. When I show someone that, okay, you have 500,000 in your RSP and we need to blow out, 50,000 a year, so 10%. Dividends are giving us 4%. So we only need another 6% of cash, okay? So we need to make sure we either sell some stuff, make sure we have cash aside, but we kind of plan, we know how much cash flow they're going to need for the next 12, 18, 24 months, and we can plan accordingly, okay? So the rest of the money, the other 90%, we can actually keep invested, keep working for it. So you want to let your money compound. You can see, yes, markets go like this, but long term, they go up in value. Okay? You don't want to de-risk your whole portfolio as you enter into retirement. I don't think that's going to work well for you, anyone around you, or for enjoying the stages of retirement. And I hear it all the time from people entering retirement. Well, I don't have years to make my money back. It's like, no, you probably have 10, 15, or 25 years to make your money back. Okay? Sure, you're decumulating, but we can, map out your cash flow, how much you need out of your portfolio, so that we can kind of allocate that piece of the pie aside, but work with the rest of it, okay? If you know how much you're taking out, then you can kind of allocate the next year or two of income aside, but work with the rest. Let that grow for you. Let it work for you. You have time to let that money compound. So as you kind of look at your own run, where are you on that runway, right? Are you early on? Are you taking off? Are you kind of, at destination coming down? Find yourself on that runway and understand how much time you have left, okay? If you're entering retirement, you still have some runway left for that investment. You can let it work for you, okay? If you're kind of coming home from destination, you're later in life, yeah, you probably don't have as much time to let that compound. You might want to de-risk, right? If the market crashes 20%, you may not have as much time to let that grow back. If you're, 5, 10, 15 years from retirement, you might be at that stage of life where, again, mortgage is paid off, kids are gone, you got that promotion, you have more cash flow, right? It's crunch time. That runway period is crunch time. You want to be putting as much money away as you can to let it compound for you, build that asset, to make sure that you can have more money, enjoy that go-go phase of retirement that much more. If you're kind of, just boarding or buckling into the plane, my recommendation and what I preach to younger people all the time is just don't go into debt, okay? When you're in your 20s and 30s, if you can get out of your 30s with some money saved but no debt other than your mortgage, you're probably doing better than 95% of your neighbors. I see way too often people in their 20s and 30s are trying to live a high lifestyle, right? They're trying to keep up with their, their parents, your friends, their neighbors, whoever it is. They're leasing vehicles. They're spending way too much money. They're going out for dinner 3 times a week. And at the end of the day, they're not saving anything, which is a problem. But even a bigger problem is they're going into debt. Pay cash for everything. That's one thing I did, from about 30, late 20s on. I pay cash for everything. And it's made a huge difference in my life. I don't own things I can't afford. We're looking at buying a motorhome right now. My wife wants to buy a motorhome in the next couple of years. So we're saving up cash to buy the motorhome. Okay, we will not buy a motorhome until we have the cash for the motorhome. Obviously, I'd love to just go out and buy a nice motorhome, but that wouldn't be fiscally prudent on our end. So we're going to save up. And then, in a year and a half from now, we'll see how much cash we have. And that's will be our budget for the motorhome. Okay, you need to be doing the same thing. Okay. If you're in that mid stage of life, you have kids, it's expensive. I get it. I have 4 kids. I have a mortgage. Life's expensive. I absolutely get it. You need to make sure you have a really tight and clear budget, okay? You need to know what you make and what you spend and where you spend it, okay? And if you find that the spending's more than the income, either you need to get more income, either a second job, promotion, change jobs, or you need to spend less. We live in a world where you can, drive for Uber, skip the dishes, these things that you can kind of be flexible on time and you can make a decent amount of living, okay? By the time you're 45, 50, you should have a 6-figure investment account or a really good defined benefit pension that you're paying into at work, okay? You have to have either or. By about 45, you should have 6-figure plus in a TFSA or RSP or some sort of investment account that's going to be used for retirement. And you need to start plugging in quite a bit of money into that account moving forward to let that compound for you, okay? So if you're in that middle stage, that should be your goal. 45, have a 6-figure plus, hopefully plus, TFSA, RSP saved up for retirement. Thanks for joining us in this video. Hopefully this helped you out. Again, find yourself on that runway, see how much time you have left, and just make sure that you focus on the point in time of that runway that you're at, okay? Don't look too far ahead. I know it's easy to look to the destination. You only get to the destination if you put in the work before that, okay? You have to save up to buy your boarding pass. You have to get to the airport. You have to check in. You have to buckle up. You have to prepare yourself for that flight, okay? You don't just get to the destination like that. You have to put in the work. So make sure if you're not there yet, put in the work so that you can get there one day and maybe get there more than once, right? You can go on more than one trip in retirement. So put in your time, find yourself on the runway, and hopefully this really helps you out. Kind of buckle down and see what the future could hold for you. So thanks for joining us in this video. We'll see you in the next one.